Hi and welcome to my 5-minute parasha. In this week's Sidra of Tisa, after the terrible incidents of the golden calf, we have Moshe's extended negotiation with Hashem, where he's speaking to Hashem really with a strength and even an audacity that I do not believe that we've seen in the Torah from a holy perspective until this point. Even Abraham, who negotiates with Hashem on behalf of the cities of Sodom and Amorah, does not have the same level of tenacity that Moshe does in his ongoing almost demands that Hashem keep the Jewish people, cherish the Jewish people, continue to nurture the Jewish people. And Moshe uses his personal credit, so to speak, with Hashem in this argument. Hashem has said to him, you know, Moshe, this whole lot of them are in serious trouble. I'm going to keep you. You are making to a nation. The rest of them, goodbye. And Moshe says, Hashem, if you really indeed love me and cherish me, then keep this whole nation as well. That's the deal. And there's a change in language over here that Moshe is doing, obviously very consciously, that when Hashem tells Moshe about the golden calf, Ki shichet amcha asher tzeitem eretz Yisrael, your nation, which you took out of Egypt, has become corrupted. It's although they're midrashim that he's referring to a specific group of the people, the basic message that Hashem's doing is Hashem through language is disowning the Jewish people, is saying that he doesn't want to feel this connection, this attachment, and this ownership and custodianship of them anymore. And Moshe, in this section of the third reading of the Aliyah Shlishi, Moshe consistently says, Ani ve'amcha, me and your nation, he's saying your nation. See that this nation is your nation. What Moshe is wanting to do is wanting to say to Hashem, I'm not prepared to accept that. I'm not prepared to accept that they will no longer be your nation. They were your nation, they are your nation, they will be your nation. Right? Amcha. And obviously this is a process that Hashem wants Moshe to go through. One of the great interesting things in the Torah is how Hashem allows himself to, so to speak, be convinced by Abraham and by Moshe, whereas of course there's no such real process going on. It's a different kind of procedure. But what Moshe is doing in saying this to Hashem is using language again to reinstate Hashem's ownership of the people, to reinstate Hashem's connection with the people in this very profound way that Hashem will again be taking leadership of them. And Moshe starts by saying, Hashem, you told me that I'm going to lead this nation, but you didn't tell me who you'll send with me. And the commentaries want to know, Hashem did tell him who he'll send. In fact, long before the golden calf, Hashem told him that eventually the nation will be led by an angel. As happened, for example, in the times of Yeshua. When Yeshua is leading the people, there is an angel that Hashem sends, and Yeshua reports to the angel. Moshe is the one who speaks to Hashem directly, face to face. But Yeshua generally has his business with the angel, and that was the deal that Hashem made with Moshe as well. So Moshe says to Hashem, Hashem, you told me there would be an angel, but you didn't say who it would be. Commentaries ask, Hashem did say, Hashem told you it would be an angel. You said you would send, but you didn't tell me who you would send. So Rashi says what Moshe is basically saying is, I don't accept that. I'm not prepared to accept that you will deal with us through an angel. Hashem, I want you to take us personally. I want you to be dealing with us. And somebody asked me, what's the difference? An angel's coming from Hashem anyway. I said, you know what, it's a little bit like you have a family where a member of the family saying, are we going to go on holiday? Somebody says, look, I'm not going to go personally, right? I will send a friend who will, who will do that, who will go on my behalf. It's not the same as actually going. Yes, Hashem would send an angel, and technically all of the specifications and criteria would be met. But that's not the purpose of this relationship. That it should be indirect. That we want Hashem with us Himself. One last point on this is something the Netziv says in the Hamek Davar, is that he says we tend to think of all of these discussions being something, as I said, that Moshe is standing there and negotiating with Hashem, struggling with Hashem, talking to Hashem, but like that's got nothing to do with prayer, right? Prayer is something separate, surely. So he says, no, this is prayer. Where was Moshe saying all of these words? He was saying it in his Amidah, within his Shema Koleinu, within his section of the Amidah, where you say your own personal prayer and you pour out your heart to Hashem. This is what Moshe was saying. And I think it's a wonderful perspective that gives us a whole new view on Moshe's discussions with Hashem, but hopefully should give us a whole new view on our Amidah as well, and what we're expected to do, because we too can have this kind of honest, deep, sincere conversation with Hashem during our Amidah as Moshe did. Shabbat Shalom.